Bomber TV.
Hi guys, Bomber here. Welcome back to the channel. And before we start, a huge thank you to all of my Patreons. If you want to join them and start supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description and the comment pinned down below. And with that said, let's jump into the video. Okay guys, 6 PM, we are back. So we see Kindred reveal, so let's jump into it. Yeah, the audio is set up correctly. Kindred slays their... just a second, let me put my headphones on. So yeah, Kindred slays their prey. Okay, Kindred, 5 mana, 4/4, quick attack, of course from Shadows Islands. And also, kinda like crazy that they still have the Shadows Islands region icon here and not there. So this makes you know that they recorded these like previously than the last patch. Anyways, quick attack. The first time you slay a unit each round, I mark the weakest enemy. Round end, kill my marked enemy. Level up, I've seen you slay 2 of my marked enemies. Okay, so yeah, we see the slay mechanic being introduced also to Kindred. Of course, it was very fitting both for Kindred and for Nasus. Is this Nasus in the... Yeah, it probably is. And round end, so I mark the weakest enemy when you slay a unit. And then round end, kill my marked enemy. That's like pretty strong. Like if you have a way to give these either challenger or to make vulnerable the opponent's units, that's very, very strong. Like you can, if you make something vulnerable, you can always like challenge something that has 4 or less health, and so this means that you are slaying a unit. But it's even stronger, because the first time you slay a unit each round, it doesn't have to be an enemy unit. So you can also like glimpse beyond, for example, some of your units, or also we saw some of the synergies with like kill an ally to do something. And then you can slay that way, and you know, Kindred always kills an enemy each round, and in only 2 rounds if this sticks around and you slay at least 1 unit, which is also very, 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 very like easy to do. Like even if they attack and you just block once, then it still counts as an enemy being slain. Like wow, guys, like Kindred is completely insane. Now let's see its level up. So yeah, you see. So that was a ready to slay. Ah no, it has to be marked. Okay. But we see Lamb's Respite. 2 mana slow. Give the weakest ally I can't take damage or die this round. Okay, this card is probably bad. Like it being slow. I mean, it's nice. I mean, like what about Lamb's Respite with like out of the way? Like you can make what is the name? The 8 mana from Demacia with just 7 mana. Like it is indeed like just 2 mana because the out of the way works with all the rest. So like, yeah, that's a pretty neat combo. We'll have to see if that is competitive. But other than that, like I don't see this card seeing play. But that's definitely an interesting combo. I have to look more at it. These, of course, are just like first impressions. So like. Yeah, you see. That is another beginning. 5 mana fast, Spirit Journey. And you see instead this one has already the region icon here. Okay. Kill a unit, then revive it. Ooh, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. So it also works on enemy units. Of course, reviving it is not as good. This is a very interesting card. Like they are printing a lot of effects like these. Like, you know, you remove a unit like temporarily and then you bring it back. This is immediate. Like in Tomb, for example, in Fragile, we saw that in Study's statue, the Infinite Hourglass, if that's the name, with only your own allies. But yeah, this is very, very flexible. It has both aspects. I mean, I don't really know because. For example, if they are attacking, you kill the unit and you revive it, it is basically as stunning it, which is of course very, very expensive. But also, like, you can kill one of your units and then revive it, for example, for a very strong summon effect or a last breath effect. For example, imagine the Kindred, when you get the summoning effect back. And for example, like if they are removing your own unit, this is almost like a deny, if you think about it. And you get the summon slash last breath effect at the same time. Because, for example, they are going to vengeance some of your units, then you spirit journey it, and if it has, like, so you basically deny the vengeance, and on top of that, you also get the either summon or last breath effect, which seems pretty strong. We will have to see how much removal there is against in the meta, and also how many synergies there are with, like, on summon effects, stuff like that. 5 mana is a bit, not really, like, it's almost like a deny. But of course it only works against single target removal, so we will have to see. I mean, it functions like a deny only on single target removal.
Like dappled sunlight.
Very interesting. So like, you see the Ravenous Butcher was slaying the ally that didn't die, because it had the effect that I can't die, but still the Kindred marked the enemy unit, and in fact it killed it, so maybe it was around end? I don't know. Okay, pretty sick level up. 5 mana, Kindred quick attack, 5/5. The first time you slay a unit each round, grant me +2/+2, and I mark the weakest enemy. Run then, kill my marked enemy. So it grows even bigger. I mean, Kindred seems very, very strong. Like, the level up is not that crazy, like not that much. I mean, already in his base form, he's already kinda OP, really. Like, killing one unit every round, it's completely bonkers.
Everyone, dear wolf.
Like, I could see this as a control tool, or even like aggro, mid-range.
With grace and precision.
The chase ends.
More lie ahead.
Okay, so that's it for the video reaction. So now let's take a look at over Mobalytics, if they already uploaded the cards. I will be here in just some seconds. So okay guys, here they are. So we see Kindred, we already saw that. Kindred Spirit's Journey, so that's his, or hers, probably his, Champion Spell. Then we see Lamb's Respite, already saw that. Spirit Leech, 4 mana, 4/1, very interesting stat line. Play, kill an ally to draw 2. Wow. That's very interesting. Of course, like, you want to have synergies with, like, spiders, you kill an ally, it basically Glimpse Beyond, and on top of that you get a 4/1. So, like, Glimpse can be reacted to, so this is basically a Glimpse Beyond burst, so before the nerf, but actually, like, these can't answer combat tricks and stuff like that. So, like, of course, it has its benefits and its drawbacks. It's almost like, it's basically at focus speed, if you think about it. Which get, I mean, they have a lot of speeds in the game. So, like, for example, they are all different. Focus, fast, slow, burst, and unit. So unit is like focus, but you spend actually the priority. So, like, focus it's a bit less than burst. So, like, we have burst is the best, then we have focus, then we have the unit, then probably fast, and then slow. But probably the fast can be probably higher than the unit as well. But yeah, so you get a 4/1 for basically 2-ish mana, because this effect is almost worth 2 mana, as we know from Glimpse Beyond. I'm not a big fan of this card, just because the 1 health stat line is very, very ugly. Like, if this was a 3/2, that was much better, or a 4/2, of course, even better. But, like, 4/1, just a ping, just whatever. This probably almost can't attack. It is a good blocker, though. Like, they attack with a 4/4, you just trade it, and you also drew 2 cards, so that's pretty strong for a mid-range. You can also proc some allies, the last breath, stuff like that. But yeah, seems interesting, but I'm not a big fan of this card. Then we see the Hatter Fiend. Fearsome, 7 mana, 6/4. Play, kill an ally to kill an enemy. Okay, so this is what is the best comparison here. probably like single combat, if you think about it, because of course with single combat you can also value trade sometimes, but in many other cases it is just that you make them strike and they kill each other. So like the other fiend is pretty close to that, and so yeah, I don't know. Probably this card is pretty bad if you think about it. I mean, if you could compare this to a Vengeance, for example, with a cost of an ally, which most of the times is just a spider or something like that, with a 6/4 on top of that. But I don't know. Of course, Vengeance can react to the stack. This can't. Not a big fan of this card. We will see. Maybe this is for some mid-range style of decks, but not a big fan of this card. Then we have Fading Icon. 2 mana, 3/1. When I'm summoned, summon a prey. So yeah, pretty strong. These can actually be quite interesting. Like this works with like spiders going wide. If you have some buffs like Arena Battlecaster, stuff like that, you could make this into a wide deck list. This could pretty much all the times be running some list like Dev Endure. So whatever cares about summoning, this is pretty strong in them. And of course, like the Kindred archetype with like a self-sacrifice, slaying, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely very strong in those kind of archetypes. So Mask Mother. Then of course we will have to see if those archetypes, those said archetypes, are good or not. Mask Mother, 2 mana, 2/2, Fearsome. Okay, so a lot of Fearsome synergy. We also saw that with Nasus yesterday. Kill an ally to grant me its stats and keyword. That's pretty interesting. So you can make a bigger Fearsome, and you can also activate the Last Breath effects while also activating the Slay. So like probably these will always be run in Kindred decks. In Fearsome decks, I don't know. I mean, sometimes having a bigger Fearsome, it's not always bad, the best thing, because they can single remove that. But having some more health, for example, imagine sacrificing one of your miss rates, for example, and so like this becomes at least a 4/4. And it's very important that the health amount, because if they can't really block into it, they could still like Mystic Shot, for example. But at the 4 health amount, this is not doable. So yeah, seems pretty interesting. Of course, this also procs Last Breath effects. I'm thinking of this about like under what is the name? The 2 mana 1/1 can't block, which summons a 4/3. This is a way to cheat him out earlier, or is it 3 mana? I can't remember. And but so yeah, I don't know if it is worth it to pass the stats to the Mask Mother, but seems interesting. So we have 2 mana burst Unto Dusk. I don't know. Draw 1, Nightfall, activate an ally's Nightfall effect, ignoring any targeted portions. That's pretty interesting. So like I'm thinking some Nightfall, so like ignoring any targeted portions. So like for example, stuff like, I don't know, Cygnus the Moon Stalker, like the effect doesn't work at all, because you have to give elusive to a target. So like those type of effects don't work at all. So some other Nightfall effects that could work. I can't remember all the Nightfall the effects there are. For example, the Evershade, the stuff like that. The Shadow, Evershade Shadow, stuff like that. Or maybe Diana. Draw 1. So definitely this is never bad, because this is a cycle card which also has an upside. So this is pretty interesting. We have to think about which Nightfall. Currently, they don't come to mind. They don't come to mind some Nightfall effect with which we can abuse this. Basically because I don't play all that many Nightfall decks, so like I really don't know. Then we have Song of the Isles, 2 mana burst, grant an ally lifesteal, Fearsome, and Ephemeral. Kinda interesting. So like this is very much it's basically Mark of the Isles, but this Song of the Isles, and yeah, we have Lifesteal and Fearsome. It's also interesting that it grants Lifesteal and Fearsome. So like we are hinted that we should remove the Ephemeral. For example, we like the 3 mana remove ephemeral from something and grant it to something else. So that kind of combo is not that bad. Like granting lifesteal and fearsome for 2 mana, and then also removing something for 3. Of course, it costs 2 cards, so that's basically 5 mana to have a very interesting unit. For example, if they have a lot of stats, and then you also remove. I don't know if this could push ephemeral archetypes for to be more competitive, but yeah, overall, not a big. I mean, like, it's a very interesting card, but I don't think the ephemeral archetype. It saw a bit of like resurgence with like what is Grand Plaza, Lucianecrim, that type of stuff. But like in that kind of deck, they even in that kind of deck, they didn't run the 3 mana remove ephemeral to give it to another enemy unit. And I don't really remember if it is from in Shadows Islands or Ionia, like really, because ephemerals are so not used that I'm really not. I don't really know all of the stuff. Then yeah, this is second death, which is the Ether Fiend skill. But yeah, like overall, those cards, I mean, they're all pretty much interesting. Mask Mother is pretty hard to evaluate. Like 2 mana to 2 fearsome, it's not that bad. Play, kill an ally to grant me. So like you probably always have to do this no matter what. So like it is never a 2 mana to 2 fearsome, and that would actually be kind of bad because you see missed rates. They come down already as 3/2s with fearsome. So yeah, I don't know if this card is probably good or just bad. Then Fading Icon is okay if you want to go wide, probably run in all Kindred decks because of the slaying going on. Spirit Leech seems interesting. So Spirit Journey is very, very interesting. We will have to see if, this deny with some positive effects sometimes, if you run summon synergy, stuff like that. Lamb's Respite plus Out of the Way seems very, very interesting. Because also, like, you can only deny or notify this. Because even if you kill, if you kill the weakest ally, it's even worse for you. Because for the enemy, because you give this effect to the stronger ally. Of course, you have to have more of them, and this is very strong because you don't have to target. This gives the weakest, no matter what. I mean, it is a very interesting balance, because if it was a target, of course it would have had to be more mana, because you can give this to what you want. Instead, like if you only have 1 unit, then okay, you can give and basically grant with Out of the Way that card this effect, which is very, very strong. But then you're also like exposed to some like single combat, not single combat, like a single target removal, and then you completely lose the Lamb's Respite effect. But in this way, like if you have more units, then it is actually uncounterable, except from like Deny, not Vengeance, Deny, Notify, and some other like AoEs. That also is a consideration. And yeah, that seems pretty interesting. Probably not competitive, but oh boy, like Kindred is completely insane. Completely insane. Like it's very, very easy to every time, every round you slay a unit, which could be one of your own, could be whatever. And then like you mark the weakest, and that unit is gonna die. It actually says kill units with my mark. So like, are there ways to give the mark to more units? That's pretty interesting. Yeah, even in his level up form, the first time you slay a unit each round, so like you can't give the mark to more enemies. I've seen you slay 2 units with my mark. Okay, yeah, pretty easy level up. The level up is not that strong, but of course it being even bigger is actually pretty nice. But yeah, like this effect of killing 1 unit every round is completely broken. Like guys, I don't know if 5 mana 4/4, so not the best stats. Like this is a control tool. You could slay your own stuff. You do your own thing, and every round you are casting. You are removing something from their board, even as a mid-range tool or aggro tool, as I said. Like you just completely they can't compete against you in if you are the aggressive player, if you are like aggro or mid range, they can't compete with you on board presence. Like you're just getting free value every turn. If you're the control player playing Kindred, then of course you have more removals at your disposals. There is also Kindred removing one of your opponent threats every turn. So yeah, very very big fan of Kindred. But so yeah, guys, I think that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful. And as always, see ya. So yeah, guys, that's it. If you enjoyed the video and want more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, turn on the notifications, otherwise YouTube won't notify you of my content. Also, enter my stream so that you can interact with me live, as well as entering the Discord server so that you can interact and stay in touch with this amazing community that we are building. All the links that I just said are down below in the pinned comment and in the description, as well as also Twitter and Instagram. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful, and as always, see ya!